So welcome to a new episode of Video Game Hunting. Over here we're starting out at a reseller's place where they always have a great deals rack, which is surprising because a lot of resellers don't have great deals, but I did manage to find some cool things in here. Of course, you got all the typical Marios and bad games, but I did find a block for $3 in this whole mess. Once I found a cool Genesis title there, but that one sold out eventually. But you know, you can find some really cool things just by looking through these and taking your time, because there are always the ones that the resellers miss. And of course, going through the good old Genesis games, I've been trying to find some more Sega games and consoles lately because they've really interested me. I've been looking for them for a while, but I just haven't had too much luck up until recently. And of course, the good old NES games, you know, piles of GameCubes, one with an Atari symbol on there. Super Nintendo, these are just stacks of consoles. Who knows if they even work. Still cool to see that stuff though. There's some pretty cool GameCube games. I haven't found a GameCube game that I've really wanted in a while, but I have been looking for the game Gotcha Force. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it, but apparently it's really rare and a cool game. Here I found a nice box full of Genesis games. There was nothing too interesting in there, although I did see an Adventures of Batman and Robin, which I know on the Super Nintendo is a fairly rare game. It's a lot of fun. There it is right there. And so yeah, it's just really cool to find a box full of any kind of games. Here's a wall full of video games at one of my local pawn shops. More random gadgets at another pawn shop where they always have the same typical games, but once in a while they've gotten some cool things in. Here are some good cheap games that I found at one of the pawn shops. These are $3 a piece, and I'm very happy to pay that price on any game that I don't have. Here's just looking around the flea market, instruments, comic books, all the regular stuff, you know. Here's the front showcase of a pawn shop where you know that there are going to be some cool video games, which there were. So this place I went to, I was kind of afraid that that they would get upset with me using my camera in there, so I only recorded the first bit. I ended up finding some really cool cheap NES games in this one. Most of their games, like the ones that had been priced a while ago, were like 25 or 30 bucks for these common titles. But the newer ones, I guess they kind of realized they weren't selling, so they lowered the prices on newer stuff, so I picked them up. They were $5 a piece. I got them for $3 a piece. Very worth it if you ask me for any NES games that aren't sports and that I don't have in my collection already. And now for some footage of me roaming around the flea market. So this vendor had quite a nice amount of stuff. Sadly, a lot of the places where I did find stuff I didn't really want to film just because there were a lot of people there and I didn't know how suspicious anybody would get. Although for now I'll try to film a bit more since I'm getting more comfortable filming in the open flea markets. But this place, it was easier and they had quite a nice amount of games. I don't think I actually ended up getting games up from this vendor because so many other vendors had such better prices than this one, but still nice to find so many games in one location. Also, if you can tell if any of these Genesis games are worth anything, let me know. One thing that really bothers me is the lack of Sega that I have here in my city. We really don't have much Sega. It's very rare that I come across a great Sega deal, and even when I do, there's usually something wrong with it, you know, that I'm not functioning, the games, there's just always something wrong with it. So you know, this week when I went out to that flea market and found that Sega CD for such a great price in the box and everything, it was like nothing I've ever found before. Really cool to find that. So I found another reseller who I've been to several times before. I was going through their bargain stuff, but even that was not too cheap. You know, asking $10 for most games that I'd rather just pay $3 for. Although their complete in-box games weren't terribly priced. I have found many games here before that have slipped through the cracks. Sadly though, that was not the case today. But still, it was nice to find such a large amount of games. What's really cool sometimes about finding places where they have resellers is just things that you generally don't find out in the wild, because, you know, people have brought it into them and it doesn't get sold off as easily because of the pricing. So that's one thing that I actually do like about places that have resellers. Just the oddities that you can find, the rare titles, you know? Of course, still looking for that Gotcha Force game. Sadly not lucky enough to come by it yet. A lot of people told me that they've actually seen it at GameStop because they just put all of their games up for sale. But I haven't found it anyway. They don't have any GameCube games anymore where I'm trying. And here are some more complete in-box games and VHSs, just other random things that this reseller had. The complete in-box games were about asking value, but there wasn't anything that was really worth the price, which was kind of disappointing. But it was still nice to see, you know, games like Final Fantasy 2 or 3 or Super Mario RPG, or just even these Super Nintendo controllers, you know, complete in the box. I found a copy of the clock for $3. Good find. Nothing else here though, it's all resale stuff. So thank you very much for watching this episode of the Retro Gamer Vlog. You can go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. You can leave me a comment. You can like this video. Go ahead and follow me at Twitter at RetroGamerVlog. You can add me on Facebook as a friend. My name on Facebook is RetroMike. You can go ahead and click to see the playlist for more pickup videos, or the playlist for more game hunting videos. And so until next time, this has been Mike from the Retro Gamer Vlog. See you.